In this class, we are going to be looking into subtraction in number-based system. In this class, we have 4,264 in base 7 minus 2,135 in base 7. The second one will have 3,125 in base 6, 433 in base 6. The third one will have 2,121 in base 3 minus 212 base 3. In this last one, we have 10110 in base 2 minus 1111 in base 2. So very quickly, I want to remind us something before we go into subtracting these numbers, before we go into the working of these numbers in different bases. Here we have base 7, here we have base 6, here we have base 3, here we have base 2. So I want to quickly remind us something from the general or the normal base, which is the base 10. I want us to look into this problem that we have here. We have 4324, and this is subtraction. Now what we have here is in base 10, right? So I want to subtract 24 from 43, right? So the reason I'm doing this is I want us to see the principle. I want us to see how it works, so that we can always have in mind and always remember when we have any base that is not 10. So from an average student, when you ask 3 minus 4 in this type of settings, they will say it cannot go, or they will say it's impossible. Then you have to borrow 1 from here, right? Then add to the 3, we'll have 13. Then you subtract 4, leaving you with what? Leaving you with 9. But in this case, we are not actually borrowing 1 from 4. What we actually borrowed from 4 is 10. Because this number is in base 10, anything you are borrowing is 10, not 1. Let's take for instance, I have 3 minus 4, right? 3 minus 4 cannot go, or is impossible. Then I'll borrow 1 from here, add to this place, making this 13, right? So 13 minus 4 will give me what? 9. And remember, we've subtracted 1 from this place, so we're left with 3 here. So 3 minus 2 will be what? 1. So 43 minus 24 gives us 19. So what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to make clear is what we actually borrowed from 4 is 10. We actually borrowed the base, which is this thing is in base 10, this one is in base 10, right? So the number we borrowed from 4 is 10. When you borrow 10, add it to 3, to this 3, you have what? 13, and you subtract 4 from 13. The same thing will apply here. I have 7 as my base. If at all I want to subtract any number, and the number I want to subtract is higher than the number that I'm subtracting from, I will have to borrow 7. I will borrow 7, which is I will like borrow 1, but that 1 stands for 7, which is the base. So add it to the number that I have, then subtract. Now very quickly, let's go into this problem. Okay, I'm going to represent this first. I have 4264 minus 2135. 4 minus 5, it cannot go, right? It's impossible. Now I will borrow 1 from 6. That 1 is, always be conscious, always be careful about the base. The one I borrowed from 6 here is 7, right? Let me represent the base. So if at all I'm borrowing 1 to complete to make this number here higher than this one so that I can be able to subtract, what I'm borrowing is 7, which is the base. So if I add 7 to 4, I have 11. If I subtract 5 from 11, I have 6. Now remember that what we have here is now 5. 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. 4 minus 2 is 2. So what I have here is 2126 in base 7. So if I subtract this from this will be my result in base 7, right? Now I want us to take note. The numbers must be 1 degree. It must be 1 degree less than the base, or the numbers must be 1 less than the base. Let's take for instance what we have here. You cannot see a number that is equivalent to 7, a number that is equal to 7 or greater than 7 in this case and in this case. And each time you are working on number basis, you must not have any number that is equal to the base. If you do that, it means you are wrong. Your number must always be less than the base. Your numbers must always be less than the base. I'm talking about single numbers, right? Yeah. So I can't have 7, 8, 9 in this case because I'm working with base 7. So my numbers, individual numbers, should be less than 7, and the same thing apply here. So in this case, let's look at this very quickly. I have 3, 1, 2, 5, 4, 3, 3 in base 6. So if we subtract this, 5 minus 3 will have 2, right? 2 minus 3, it cannot go, so I'll have to borrow 1 from this. When I borrow 1 from this, I'm borrowing 6 because I'm working with base 6. 6 plus this, I have 8, which is 6 plus 2. So 3 minus 8, I have 5. What I have here is 0. So I'm borrowing 6. If I borrow 1 now, it will what I just borrowed is 6. So 6 minus 4, I have what? 2. Then I have 2 left here. 2 minus nothing is 2. So in base 6, what I have is 252 in base 6. Can you see how simple it is? So the same thing will apply here. I have 2121, 212. Both of them are in base 3. So this cannot go. I'll take 1 from here, add to this. What I took is 3 because of the base 3. Then 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. Remember what I have here is 1 left. 1 minus, I have 0 for this. This one cannot go. I'll take 1 from here, making 4. Then 4 minus 2 is what? 2. So I'm left with 1 here. So I have this, right? So in base 3 rather, I have 1202 to base 3. And in this case, I have exactly the same thing, 0110. What I have is subtraction. 1111, right? So these two numbers are in base 2. So here, base 2, this is 0, it cannot go, so I take 1 from here, add to this 0. What I have is 2. So 2 minus 1, I have 1. what I have here is left is what? 0. So I take 1 from here to this place. 2. 2 minus 1, I have 1 again. What I have here is 0. So I'm taking 1 from this one, but here I still have 0. So I'll take 1 from here, add to this. What I have here is 2 left. So I take another 1, add to this. What I have is 3. Sorry, what I have is 2, because from here I had 0. What I have is now 2. So 2 minus 1, I have 1. So remember, I have 1 here, which is minus 1 is 0, and this is out, which is I borrowed this one initially, which is 0. So these two zeros they are not significant, they cannot cause any change. So I will say what I have is, but if you like to put it, is fine. So I'll say what I have is 0 0 1 1 1 in base what 2. So if I subtract this from this is what I will have, this is what I will obtain, right? So it's quite easy, it is quite easy to understand. It's not complex, it's not difficult. That is subtraction in number-based system. Alright, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe to the channel. Hope to see you on our next class. Bye.